Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? We're back. It is not 9 p.m. somewhere in the world. It is, I don't know what time it is. I slept in a little long today. I really needed that sleep and it was worth it. Sorry. It was a good one actually. After not getting a ton of sleep all week. Laura says if you haven't heard, Trisha's not doing a show tomorrow. Okay. Well, we're probably going to be on late anyway. It's a Saturday night. We tend to come on at like 10 or 11. How are you all? It's been a busy day in true crime. It's been a busy day in Alison Chow's case. I've been following it. I woke up this morning to a bunch of messages and emails of people who had been following along at the rally today or the vigil, whatever you want to call it. Uh, It seems to be that her father was arrested today. This case just keeps taking massive swings and turns every 12 hours or so, really. It really does. It is I'm almost getting to the point where I just feel uncomfortable because like there's more documents that got released, stuff about her therapist and what her mum thinks of the therapist and I you know, I said when we originally followed this case, right, a week or so ago, right? I said to you, we don't know the internal workings of the child custody issues and what this side and that side and these kind of you've all seen it before. They're very murky, and it's so hard to know exactly what's going on without being fully, with the lawyers and know all the back history. You can read one paragraph and then you take a different tone when you read two other documents that were given out last year. I'm just saying it's a little hard to decipher everything, but there seems to be some issues there. The rabbit's a little creepy. No one likes the rabbit. Even Reby messaged me. She's like, "What's with the rabbit?" She's like, "I don't like the rabbit." No, no, we're gonna do it. We always are gonna do a show. The rabbit's a little creepy. All right, fine. I'll turn on the camera. Fine. All right. Let me get set up. All right. All right. Let me get this set up. Let me show you this and then. Okay. Save this image. Okay, guys. Sorry, I'm really behind this morning. Not this morning, it's the afternoon now, ping. Yeah. Normally I'm up at like 6 a.m. and I get everything done. Woke up at midday. It was like an hour ago. Okay, here we go. So this is the City of Monterey Park missing person investigation update on July 26, 2024. Following an extensive investigation, the Monterey Park Police Department arrested Jeffrey, which is her father, for child abduction, conspiracy, and falsifying a police report. You can read into that what you want. It obviously means that he had some knowledge of where Allison was during that week that she was missing. How extensive, I don't know. Did he orchestrate it? Maybe. Did he just get a phone call halfway through saying, "Oh, Allison's with us at XYZ Street"? Maybe it could be that too. Um, I know everyone is going in a little bit of a frenzy right now with all these new documents and some of them are publicly available. Some of them have been given out by, I think, what a lot of people suspect are people in the inner circle. I would just say just be cautious when you're reading all this stuff. And my only thing is I'll go back to what I said the first time we did this particular case or when she was found. I said the best course of action for Allison is that she gets an independent advocator, like a child or teenage advocator for her, not with the dad, not with the mom, just for her. And then they can work with like an independent medical advisory or whatever, but it's solely isolated from everything else. that way you'll start getting the facts. That way, she'll get the best help, that type of stuff. I don't, because if you read some of these documents, it seems like almost, I don't know, it's just a back and forward of the accusations. You know, the mum thinks this, the dad thinks that. They think this happened. She's like, oh well, I want this to happen. You know how it works in these child custody cases. I'm just trying to read up on your comments for a second, then we're gonna switch. Yeah, I know, but obviously it's not working that well because we're still here and we're still having issues. So maybe there can be more done. It would be nice. I get that, but I've read about it too, but it's obviously not working that well. We just had a child and her father possibly collude on a runaway, go missing thing. So it's obviously not working to whatever you want. Yeah, I've got the mum's statement. Yeah, I've got it here. I've got it in front of me. I'm just saying, just hold on. Just that's why I said a week ago, don't believe everything from every side, and that you know if you're only hearing from one side, you may not be hearing the full story, and we may never know the full story because it is a juvenile. I would just say that, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, the rally happened today. I hope it was good. I didn't see too much about it. I'm just trying to see if I have a link for it for you. Hold on. Sorry, you can tell I'm working slow and how slow I am today compared to when I'm normally been awake for hours doing everything in the morning. I'm a little slower tonight. All right, let's go to Fox News 11 Los Angeles, and that'll give me a chance to bring up this other stuff that I want. All right, do this. You can see Ping's brain without caffeine. This is Ping with no caffeine. I haven't had a coffee yet. I don't drink coffee, but I haven't had any caffeine either. All right. So it says here, hey guys, how are you? Good to see you all. It says here, and I quote, a shocking arrest was made Friday in the case of a 15-year-old Monterey Park girl who went missing last week and was found safe on Tuesday. Authorities arrested Jeffrey, the father of Allison, on the suspicion of child abduction, conspiracy, and falsifying a police report related to the July 16 disappearance of his daughter. Allison was reported missing after she left on her bike from her Monterey Park home to go visit a relative in San Gabriel. She never made it there. They said the Glendale police located Allison on Tuesday, just the other day. They're saying here, when Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf asked Jeffrey at the press conference if he had heard from his daughter in the day before the days like she was missing, he reportedly said no. I don't believe that either. I think they were in contact at least at some point, if not all of it. They said Jenny says the system has continued to silence her. Jenny said she was surprised to learn about her brother being arrested on Friday. I'm shocked. I didn't know any information. I was here and didn't know he was being arrested. More than 100 people were outside the Monterey Park City Hall Friday, holding signs and chanting justice for Allison. This after the family had described a messy custody dispute. Jenny says she is being silenced. Nobody is listening to her desires and things she has reported. It just doesn't seem right. We'd like her voice to be heard. That's all. I think that's all most of us want, right? We want whatever that young lady wants to express, whatever she feels is the correct act, like whatever she thinks is good for her, whatever that works with, adult, requirements and laws and things like that. Hopefully we'll get there. She has a court hearing on the 30th, right? Which is Tuesday. So hopefully some more things will get fleshed out at that hearing. Now, one of the things I read about in this is there seems to be some weird sort of anytime the mum brings something up, the dad sort of nullifies it, and anytime the dad brings something up, the mum sort of nullifies it. It's a weird type of thing going on, and I'm sure it happens in a lot of child cases, custody kind of cases or rights-based cases over a child. And it says in one of them, it says like, "Oh, I don't know how much I can talk about it." It says Allison needs a certain type of medical person, right? And then it says in another one, "Oh, but I don't wanna sing that one because that one's filling a head full of ideas that, are fairy tales." The other one and then she's like, "Well, I wanted to see a specialist that aligns with my side of my theories of what's going on with her." And that, you know, to me just shows, do we actually know fully anything of this? Like, it worries me that one of the things I brought up earlier, and I don't know if it's happening in this case, and I hope it's not, but, like, I've read more than one child case where there's been some coaching, there's been, some, constant reassuring of ideas, and they end up getting brought up in, because that's what they think is the best thing. I just hope none of that's actually happening here and that the allegations and things are 100% true. Well, no, I don't wish they're 100% true because I wish they never happened. But I just hope that what we're hearing is the truth. Does that make sense? I hope so. Yeah, that's why I don't want to go too far. I just want to tell you what happened today. I don't want to go too far. I've literally got in front of me right now a stack of documents that I could go through with you tonight, but these all relate to a 15 or 14-year-old girl, some of them when she was a little bit younger. Um, it's a juvenile, it's a child, like, I shouldn't we shouldn't be doing that. So, I just tell you the brief outlines of what's going on. The father was arrested. How that plays out in regards to the care of Allison later on, I don't know. I just hope whatever is the best for her, that's what she gets. And pretty cool the people who showed up and gave a bit of their time today to support Allison at the town hall. That was very nice. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. Yeah, and some of these issues that they're dealing with, some of them are like hyper serious. Like, if I took all of the issues I read about in these documents at face value, like, I just fully believe them and they are 100% true. I would be even more concerned today about Allison than I was yesterday or last week. But I don't know. You can't always just believe what's written in these papers because sometimes they're just things that get said. Sometimes they're things that get said to win a point in court. Sometimes they're just to get your way. Sometimes it's to not humiliate, but just to just to get your own way. It happens a lot. Right, that's what I was saying before, Kathy. I think there needs to be more focus on either independent, like, isolation of that's how you find the truth, right? In any type of situation, it's isolation. You hear from everyone separately, and then you start working backwards, and then you try and find out where do these stories uh, divert, and then you try and look for the truth. So I hope that's what will happen. The family needs counseling. I don't know what they need. They need to understand that they are the adults in the situation, and that their actions, whether they mean to or not, whether it seems like it's coming from a good place or not, there's a small young adult here who may be suffering even more harm by you two squabbling over things in court or whatever. So, it could be making it a lot worse for her in the long run because she's been in the media and the news and everyone knows her, stories about what happened to her between her and her grandfather and her mother. And, now all her friends know. And, that boy she likes or girl she likes, they know now. And It should be her story to tell, right, out of her own mouth when she's legally able to or free to be able to speak. It should be her story to tell. Oh, he does? That's very interesting, Kathy. I didn't know that. Let's see. Right. That's how I feel right now. And I just don't know where are we helping or hindering by reporting on it? And how far do you go in reporting on it? And where does the ethical line draw? A lot of channels don't care. I saw heaps of channels today just sitting there with a whole bunch of documents, reading them out, talking about like I think she might have been 13 or 14 at the time, just going, oh yeah, she accused XYZ of this and this happened and she had this surgery done and she had this medical professional. Like that stuff, while maybe given out from someone inside her circle, it's still very personal information, even though some of it is available online. You still have to it doesn't matter if you can just get it online, you're still dealing with a minor. Alright. Lecture ping is still here. What is going on? Sad news out of Mississauga, Ontario. Uh-huh. Mr. Gambler, I already know that word. Thank you, though. He sent me a message. What is your Oh, no, not another one. Hold on, guys, 1 second. I just wanna grab this from Mr. Gambler. Wow, this is like the 4th one in a month? I'm gonna go back to Allison in a second, but I wanna show this. This is from Gambler. He says that there was an autistic boy? Yes? Am I reading this right from Mr. Gambler? Or just a little boy? I don't wanna misname him or misdiagnose him or whatever. It says he's just gone. Boy 3 found dead after vanishing in Mississauga Park. The toddler's body was located in the Credit River about 23 hours after he went missing. It's another child that ended up in water. It's really, really concerning. His name Zaid Abdullah disappeared at 6:20 p.m. Sparked a massive search by the regional police of the dense bush and wooded area in the park and through the river near Dundas Street and Mississauga Road. That ended 23 hours later when the toddler's body was found in water. That is not cool. Again, I don't know what can be done. What can be done to I don't know if you can. I think it's just a risk in life, right? Small kids in water, it's just one of those things that we'll never be able to fully find a solution to unless we literally got like laser beams and you turn them on at night. And then if you walk near them, sort of like a cattle fence, you just get zapped and then you fall over and you can't get into the water. But I don't think that technology is around yet. I think it's still like 20 years in the future. Uh, yeah, how sad. Oh no, is the lady pregnant too? It says covering her pregnancy bump, Adam explained her son and husband, Mohammed, had been in Canada for about 6 weeks after arriving from Jordan. They said she and a few others went to the Erndale Park on Thursday with 5 other children to visit the playground area. In 5 or 6 seconds, he was gone. She figured her son was running around the bushes near the playground with the other kids, but after he wasn't seen for about 5 minutes, everyone fanned out. Oh my god, hold on, guys. Sorry, Muffin was eating plastic. What are you doing, buddy? He's being naughty. Uh, yeah, so it says here they looked under the benches in the river outside on the road on Dundas Street. They said the park is pretty big. We asked how she felt about her son. She said, "Oh my God," and started to cry. She then apologized because she was embarrassed by her crying. And this is the search area. Firefighters have joined the Peel police in the search for a missing 3-year-old vulnerable child in the Erndale or Erindale? Erindale. Why am I saying Erndale? Erindale Park. Our thoughts are with the child's loved ones during this difficult time. It's so dark. There's no lights. That poor little boy. They said Adam described his son as a happy little boy who likes sports and being with other children. Police combed the area on foot, hoof, and in the air. That's a fancy way of saying horse. They searched on foot and hoof. They're saying they large focus on the large dam and the weir further up the stream. I don't know. I don't know if there is a way to stop this from happening. They said, as a parent, is your worst nightmare to lose a child. And they said, that is my little prayer that she hopes the boy is found safe. But unfortunately, sounds like he was found in the water 23 hours later. What a cute little boy. Just playing with his friends. How sad. I don't know yeah, like I said, I don't know if there is a way to ever fix that issue. He was non-verbal. Oh, non-verbal, sorry. Didn't mean to misdiagnose him or mismedical name him. Is that the word? Um, that's sad. Does that mean if they call for him and they say, like, or Zaid or whatever his name is, he wouldn't reply? So even if he was out there, they couldn't use a normal technique of like, tell us where you are, how far away are you? Come I guess they could use the "come to my sound of my voice" if he could hear them. That they could use, but they couldn't get a reply most likely. The policemen have hooves. Well, the big ones that, have a mane and a tail do. They are sworn officers of the law. Yeah, it is a interesting problem. I don't know if there is if there's a way to is there a way to teach them that water is bad? Or not water is bad, you don't wanna scare them. I'm guessing it must be very hard to tell them that sometimes water is good, but only with safety items. They just don't understand yet, or maybe can't get the context that this water is very dangerous, in the wrong circumstances. I guess any little kid. How old was he? 3. So he's 3 years old. Would a normal 3-year-old know that water is dangerous? I don't know. I mean, I know 3-year-olds like swimming, with their mum and dad, but would a normal 3-year-old that maybe is not nonverbal or have any other challenges, could they understand that if they went into this big river, that's could lead to um, them getting hurt. I don't know about that. Let's see if one of the mums in the chat will be able to tell me. Angela says, "This is why I take my kids had swimming lessons from a tiny baby." Yeah, we had them when I was little too. And in Australia, where we live in an island where literally we all live like next to the water, it's pretty prominent here for young kids to have swimming lessons. It's just a done thing here. Because water is such a big part of our pastime in Australia. Probably not, retired RN said. Okay. 160 times more likely to drown. Wow, that is a huge multiplier, right? 160 times more likely than uh, what they call it, like an atypical type child. Or no, that's the wrong word. Just someone who doesn't have challenges. That's very awful statistic. Rachel says, I would say probably not. We did swimming lessons young with our son. Lots of lakes here. Yeah, we had the same thing. So I guess if you live in a place that has a lot of water, it's built into you to train your kids young to be around water. But I don't think this would help with this little boy. Um, not in this situation anyway. But that is very sad. Let me see if I can find anything else about him. What a cute little boy. CP24. Let's go to CP24. Come on, CP24.
Our rescuers located Zaid Abdullah in the creek, deceased within the water. His family has since been notified, and we're working to provide them as much support as necessary during this horrific time. We ask for privacy and respect the family's wishes. As well, we understand the profound impact on our community that this has had, and we want to thank everyone who's come forward from the community to offer their assistance with searching over the last 24 hours and our first responders. As you can imagine, this is has a deep impact on everybody involved.
Do police suspect foul play?
No, this is a tragedy, as I stated before, and so we're working to support the family. And as it was all reported earlier on, they were enjoying the time in the park, and this is the end result.
Do police have an idea of how the boy ended up in the creek?
No, we're working with the family, the proximity of where the family was and the creek. I don't want to fill in the blank, but again, this is a tragedy, and we want to support the family as best we can during this time.
Was an excavator doing some work by a dam? Were you able to say, is that the approximate area where the body was found?
That's correct, yes. Over the last couple of weeks with the weather that we've had, the rain, it did bring a bunch of debris, trees down in the area. So we wanted to make sure, obviously with the search efforts, that we didn't miss any areas. We spent the time necessary, and that is the area where he was located.
Is it safe to say then that the boy died of drowning?
The coroner is on scene right now, so I don't want to speculate. Again, he was deceased in the water, and we're treating this as a tragedy for the family.
I know the police had said that he perhaps may be nonverbal. Does he have a disability, or is he just a quiet kid?
That I do not know. That's not information that I would be working on. Yeah.
You go over just what all went into the last 24 hours search-wise here from the police perspective.
Absolutely. So we received a call for service at approximately 7 p.m. last night for Zaid, who'd gone missing. And obviously our first response is to have as many officers and emergency personnel on scene to cover as much ground as possible. So we utilized all the technology at our fingertips from the air, a large ground search masters, making sure that we don't miss any area. And then as nightfall came across in the proximity of the water, we brought out our marine and our dive teams. So fire was a huge support. The conservation authorities also assisted. They were the ones who were responsible for the debris in the water, helping us with that. So it was a collected effort in order to find Zaid.
Any supports being offered to maybe the officers that located the body and like that?
Absolutely. But from the onset, we've had support on scene. Obviously our officers and our emergency personnel, this is very tough for everybody involved, but also again, a big thank you to our community who were here offering assistance. We also extended supports to our community members as well to make sure that they have someone to talk to. We truly understand the impact, and our primary focus is the family and making sure that they have the space and the support that they need during this time.
Is there anything that you need from the public? Any additional information or witnesses to come forward?
No, as always with an investigation, regardless of the end result, and again, the difficult time, if there is anybody who has information, may have seen Zaid walk towards the water, any footage, you can contact the police, whether online or through calling.
I'm going to leave it there. How very sad. Another family who lost their children, a child. And I think I read in that article, the mum is expecting another baby. How very, very awful. It must be very stressful for her. I mean, imagine being pregnant and then losing one of your children. I hope the baby she's carrying is going to be okay, and her as well. That stress must be very, very difficult. They're saying here, okay, yeah, that's it. I don't really have anything else other than that, but thanks, Gambler, for showing me that. Gambler, I'm still working on that other story. You sent me one about a car crash. I'm still working on that. I'm going to have that tomorrow night. Hey, Mamma Mia. How are you? Hey, I Hate Mornings. It's nice to see you. Okay. By the way, while we're watching that video, I had an email come in from someone who I don't know who this is, telling me that I'm biased in my reporting of the Allison case. Okay, good for you. Don't email me again. Yeah, I try and be as unbiased as I can. All right, let's go to another story. Actually, I want to show you a weird story that popped up. Actually, I've got two that I want to talk to you about. One is, did anyone see in the opening ceremony of the Paris Games that a performer had one of his pineapple pineapple balls drop out of his pants. Apparently, it was all over the media this morning. The poor performer actually lost one of his coconuts. One of his coconuts fell out. One of his ping pong balls became exposed on live TV of the opening ceremony. It is, yes, quite funny. I mean, poor guy. I imagine he's told all his family and friends, "I'm gonna be on TV for the opening ceremony. Watch me, please. Watch my look for me in the crowd of performers." And he's walking around with a walnut hanging out. I mean, that poor dude. I'm so sorry, my brother. I I I don't know. I think yeah, that's really sad. Probably told everyone. Yeah, he's never gonna live that down. It was not Snoop Dogg. No, it was not Snoop Dogg. I don't think any of us really want to see that. Actually, I can show you the. I'm not going to show you the photo, but I'll show you the guy. Actually, yeah. So, okay, there's a photo here. So this is the fella here, and he was walking around. He was wearing these sort of tights here, and he had one of his boys fall out. Unfortunately, sorry, fella. That is very sad. It says here, amongst the records broke by Paris 2024 opening ceremony goes also the first scrotum ever showed at the Olympics. So, poor dude, he's having a hell of a night. Yeah, he's never he's gonna have trouble dating for a while. They're gonna be like, "Don't I recognize you from somewhere? Are you the guy from the Paris opening ceremony?" That's exactly what's gonna happen. The other story I have to show you is now, if you've been on my channel before, you will know that Ping is very big into nature or like sharks and things like that. I am not going to play this video, but I will show you something very bizarre. Last night, and it does involve sort of crime because it came from a police station. Last night, this story popped up and it says, mysterious shark attack video leaks from a desktop computer inside New South Wales police station. Someone inside the New South Wales police, I don't know if it's an officer or someone visiting, a contractor, I have no idea. But they were on a police computer or something and were looking up shark attack evidence. And the thing is, no one knows who this is. No one knows if this is evidence in a case of someone who was attacked recently, like witness video or something like that. We've had a couple people attacked recently, actually, in Australia. Or is it something he was looking up on YouTube? Is it some other type of video? Now, I'm not gonna play it, but I will show you this screenshot. If you can see up here in the corner, it doesn't show you the shark attack. It just pauses, but you can see this giant fin. That's obviously a white shark. In the corner there, it says the motto for the police, whatever it says, not protect and serve, something like pride. There we go. Up in the corner here, it says protect, pride, trust, which is their motto inside the police. And he's sitting here in front of this monitor. It looks like some sort of internal system too, because that little tab down there looks like a file folder or shared storage. It doesn't look like a browser. It looks like something else. And he's looking up these shark attack footage. Look at that fin on that thing. It almost looks like an orca. An orca. Like one of those big ones. Not a shark. It almost like that thing towers out of the water. Yeah, so who this person is, why they decided to film this inside a police station, and who this victim is of a shark attack, no one knows. No one knows why it was released. No one knows where it came from, except that it came from a police station. It's very odd. Kathleen says, "Would you go down in a shark cage?" Um, I don't know. Maybe to see a great white. I don't know. I'm not very good with snorkeling in water, so my curiosity says yes. My brain says no. I don't know which one would win out, but maybe I would like to see one because I want to feel how big they are compared to a human. I've heard they're like the size of a bus. Well, not a bus, but like one of those short buses, they can get that large. So I'd like to see how giant they get. Actually, I have more interest in not seeing a great white. I'd like to see one of those those giant octopus or like those giant squid that live in the deep ocean. I'd love to see one of those alive that are not dead. Always had a fascination with those giant squid. Um, Snap Crackle Pop says, "Hey y'all, hey y'all." So yeah, interesting, weird case from Australia. I don't understand why someone would be filming this. Like, this is obviously a phone, and they're filming the computer. For what reason and why? So apparently, New South Wales Police has opened up an investigation to find out where this came from and who the hell has been posting about it. Because that is against their internal policy. You're not supposed to do that. It says here the only person there was a guy who was taken by a shark last week. People online were saying that it was a person called Mr. Mackenzie, but they're saying the incident report for him says he fought off the shark before he made it back to shore. This guy doesn't look like he fights the shark. It just looks like the shark approaches and chomps him. So it's not that one. And it says here, New South Wales Police confirmed it is investigating how a video was leaked and posted online. New South Wales Police are aware of a video circulating online and have commenced an investigation into how the video came to be released from inside the police station. There you go. A very strange leak of a video and a very rare mess up from the police down here. Normally they're very tight with their information. Manta rays. Rachel says, "I'd like to see a coral and clownfish in the wild. We have a reef tank and I love it." That'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Okay, let's go back to some true crime. I thought those two stories you might want to know about. Okay. Where's me links? Where's me links? Actually, I got a couple of links last night, a couple from Angela and a couple from Amy, but by the time I woke up and I haven't even had a chance to look at them yet. What is this about? What are you sending me, Amy? Oh, thank you, Amy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for that. That is amazing of you. Yes. Yes, this is a great result. I'm very happy. Remember we spoke about a story a few weeks ago about a woman who was found hanging at a boat dock, and we all like I was on here saying this is a pretty open and shut case. It's obviously the boyfriend. Who else would it be? His story was like, "Oh, well, yeah, I was sleeping and she got up to go to the toilet and she just disappeared. She often does this, and I figured she probably just went away for a few weeks and she was probably just going to come back on her own. I didn't bother looking for her. That's not what I do. I just let her do whatever she wants to do. So I wasn't worried. I wasn't worried about where she was or, that she didn't come back after she went to the bathroom. That's basically his story. Today, he has been charged over her death. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. It says here, the boyfriend of a woman who was found hanged from a dock at a League City marina in May has now been arrested and charged with connection to her death. James Hart, 51, was charged with tampering / fabricating physical evidence with intent to impair a human corpse. Detectives found Hart on his boat Thursday afternoon and took him into custody without incident from the Wharf Marina in the 700 block of Davis Road. His recommended bond is $80,000. League City Police believe he is the only suspect in the death of 30-year-old Giselle Salazar Tapia, a mother of 4 who was found dead on May 31st. She lived on a boat docked at the marina with Hart, and we heard some interesting details about her death, including that her arm was up above her head like this, and police said if she had done what they said, the hanging, that there's no way her arm would be like this after she had left this world. Her arm would have dropped down and she would have been slumped. And they said that led them to believe that she was killed somewhere else and then moved to this location, and the scene had been staged to look like that. It was not the original place of death or how it worked. So great news. Yeah, he was very smug. Remember that interview he did? He was so smug. He was like, "Oh yeah, she's just sort of what she did, and oh, I have no worries, and you're gonna have a lot of worries now." Yeah, I'm glad. It was just so. It just seems so obvious that he had killed her. It was. I think the police probably obviously just needed to get their ducks in a row and get the correct evidence. But that is good news for her family. All her family wanted was justice for their daughter, and I think even they knew back then who had hurt her. She lived a very troubled life. Apparently, she'd unfortunately had some uh, challenges with substance issues, had been in and out of help and stuff. She'd had a hard life, and unfortunately, someone else, not the substances, took her life. Let me try and find if I can get an update for her. Let's go to KHOU.
It is a story that got a lot of attention earlier this summer. A woman's body found hanging on a League City boat dock.
Yeah, at the time, her boyfriend was desperate for justice. Now he's charged in relation to the case. Jason Miles in League City with the latest tonight.
League City police tell me this is still an active investigation and that further charges are possible in what is a very strange case. It's been nearly 2 months since a disturbing discovery in the Wharf Marina. A woman's body found dangling from a dock the morning after her boyfriend claimed she'd left their boat.
This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. It feels like a nightmare you can't wake up from.
51-year-old James Hart told us in an interview that 30-year-old Giselle Salazar Tapia was the love of his life, and that the mother of 4 went to the bathroom in the middle of the night but never came back.
I want justice for Giselle.
Yesterday, Hart was arrested at the marina in connection to his girlfriend's death.
Mr. Hart, James Hart.
This is video from his Galveston County Magistrate Court appearance. He's charged with tampering / fabricating physical evidence with intent to impair a human corpse.
You acknowledge and understand the charge that is before you.
Not really, but I understand what you just read to me.
From the beginning, League City Police suspected foul play in the case, and that Hart is the only suspect. In a statement today, a spokesperson told me, quote, LCPD detectives are hoping to have the Galveston County Medical Examiner's Office's full report to include Salazar Tapia's toxicology report sometime next week. So at the moment, this is still an ongoing investigation.
What I do know is I didn't have anything to do with it, and I never would have. I love Giselle.
An investigation centered around this once seemingly concerned boyfriend. Hart's bond was set at $80,000. Among his bond conditions, he must stay in Galveston County and can have no contact with Salazar Tapia's family.
So you saw a little bit of that interview then. You can see him crying and talking about how much he loves her, and we find out now he was involved. At least the description of the charge says it's most likely he put her into that position post-mortem. What happened before then, we don't know, because they haven't charged him with the actual causing of her death. They've only charged him with basically tying her up on the marina and making it look like an S word. That's basically what they've charged him with. Staging the scene of discovering her body. That's what they've charged him with. No charges so far, but it does sound like they're waiting on toxicology. I think they probably just want to rule out that she didn't die via overdose, and then he freaked out and then put her in the, the rope. So I think they're probably just trying to rule that out, get more evidence. Maybe we'll see a murder 1 or murder 2, manslaughter, something like that as well in the future. Yeah, his cameras, funnily, they weren't, it's not they weren't working. They were pointed in a different direction or something, weren't they? They're like, oh yeah, they were just pointed in the opposite direction to where they normally point. It was something really stupid like that. Yeah, they normally point directly at where she was found, but suddenly they were turned around. Like, it was, if it wasn't such a serious topic, it would have almost been comical. It would have almost been funny, because the excuses and the things that went on, they just very amateur hour. Rachel says, I do wonder at the time if she OD'd and he put her on the dock. It is something that it's a possibility. It is a possibility, but wait for toxicology, deal with facts, go forward from there. Yeah, 100%. I don't know if he actually killed her. I don't know if she, like Rachel said, and I said earlier, that maybe she died from an OD. But everything her family had said, and you do have to be careful with taking stuff from family. They are, overly positive about people, especially a family member, when they pass away. They said that she had been trying to clean her life up for her children and was doing really well. So we'll see. Yeah, she had 4 children. Yep. Yeah, it was obvious. I think Kathy wants me to play the original interview with him. Let me see if I can find it. They may have removed it now that he's been charged. Let me see if I can find it, though. Sometimes when it happens like this and a person is charged later on, sometimes the news sites will actually wipe any interviews they had with the suspect, because it now becomes evidence and police want it. So oftentimes they remove it. Let me see. You saw a little bit of it in that video, though. Giselle. I might have to search her name, actually. Maybe this one? Let me just scrub through this and see if there's an interview with him. Yeah, there is. Okay, I have it. Or at least part of it. Yeah, okay. This is the interview with him before, just after she was discovered.
Boyfriend, James Hart's boat.
All these necklaces, this one is hers, this is all her stuff that I've given her.
Their shared home since March. This is the last known place she was seen alive.
It's been the most horrific experience of my life.
Neighbors found the mother of 4's body hanged from a dock at the end of their marina late last month.
She was partially submerged in the water.
League City Lieutenant Eric Cox now telling ABC 13 detectives believe foul play was involved, that her death was not a suicide.
As it stands, when she was found, her arm was suspended up in the air, and there was nothing holding it there. So we believe that she probably passed away with her arm extended up above her head like that, and then rigor mortis had set in prior to her being placed there, is what we're thinking happened.
The department has identified 2 persons of interest in the case.
Looking at 2 primaries right now. There are people that we know she probably had the closest interaction with while she was living out there. So they have both been interviewed.
Hart, who says he feels he's been criminalized since his girlfriend's death.
I would never hurt Giselle.
Tells us she left their boat to go to the bathroom early that Friday morning.
I thought she'd just gone for a couple days. She'll be back in a couple days.
He says he didn't know she was dead until police recovered her body that afternoon. But he can't watch what happened because both his surveillance cameras,
and that's your camera,
Missing over here.
had inexplicable issues before her death.
let me just get this straight. There are two cameras on
There's a camera right there.
each side of your boat. One was hand turned around.
This one?
The
Yep.
other is missing.
Yes.
Police say they have thousands of surveillance videos to comb through. They also tell us that they've been suspicious of the death since day one, but they're just now making those suspicions public, hoping anybody else with additional evidence will come forward. Now,
There you go. You got to see a little bit more about him. We'll find out as we go through the court process with him whether they charge him with anything directly related to her not living anymore. I could see it both ways. He did seem somewhat actually upset. If she did pass away from an OD and then he did that to her, that's still a crime and a horrible thing to do to someone you supposedly love. And the only reason you do it is to try and protect yourself, and that's very selfish. He did seem sort of strangely very sad. I don't know if it is, if they end up telling me that's what happened, I'd probably believe it, but I could see it happening another way too. We'll find out. Hopefully the PD is working on it. But that is good news. It's nice for her family to be able to know the truth. What happened to their daughter? Why did she have that humiliation in her death? Because it is humiliation. To find her hanging there on the side of a dock it's not very nice, right? It's almost like a freak show or like a shock tactic. Oh my God! Look, a dead person. Oh, what is she doing there? Yeah, I'm glad her family is going to be able to get some justice for what happened to their daughter. Okay. Someone just sent me something in PM. I'm going to put it up on the screen, and then I want everyone in the chat to give. I'm not going to tell you any context, and then I want you to tell me how you feel about this. It's therapy with ping time. Let's all sit down on our cushions. No, we're not doing that. I want to hear your reaction to it. That's why I want to show it. Okay? Hopefully everyone can now see that. Hopefully everyone's having a moment to think about this. Does this help anyone? Does this help Allison? That's my question. Does this help anyone? No, I don't believe it helps either. And I don't think that's the right way to go about it. I don't think that helps. Yeah, it's not the right way to do it. Whoever's putting them up, please don't do that. That is all it's going to do is detract from, if there is a cause there to help Allison, all you're going to do is detract from it. And now I've heard some of the dirty details that is going on behind the scenes. There's something going on behind the scenes that I can't report on just yet. Like I said yesterday, I'm still trying to verify some of the things going on. If true, it is very concerning, and I feel very sorry for the people who are being affected, and I will report on it if I can, but right now I can't. But this doesn't help that either. So the people who know what I'm talking about, that this poster and that type of stuff doesn't help either. Yeah, I hope those get taken down. Yeah. Trying to sensationalize a very sad situation. I agree. Yeah, I don't think it helps either. So, and I'm gonna go back and probably blur that in my replay after we finish. I'm probably gonna blur that into photo at least. Yeah. What was the cryptic thing her brother said? Which one? Are we talking about this case or the one we just spoke about? Sorry, we jumped for a second. Trish said tonight the attorney for Allison states that the judge gave the mother full custody and full mental health rights and the father arrested. I think those things happen at separate points, but something like that. Allison's brother. I don't know. Allison's brother. I didn't read anything about. Sorry, Danny. I don't have anything about her brother. I mean, I've seen a couple of things from different parts of that family and friends, but I don't know if I have anything from her brother. Maybe I do, and I just not making the connection. Let me just check my notes. I don't think I have anything from her brother. My notes don't have anything here, but hey, if you have something, Danny, just PM it to me and I'll take a look. I'm just trying to find what Sienna's talking about. I just want to get my dates correct for a second. Because I had it up on the screen a second ago. There is a court order here I've got. Here. So it says here, the court order was June 21st, 2024, and that was when the custody was done. Or like whatever it is. It says Minors Council has advocated for minor child to be enrolled in inpatient mental health care program. Mother has indicated her desire to enroll a minor in a program recommended by Minors Council. Father is not necessarily opposed to this program, but council represents father prefers to try outpatient care first. Okay, that's enough for that. And then it says custody visitation filed by Annie is continued till July 16th, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. as a status conference. That was on the 16th of July. So that was what happened on the 16th. Supposed to be last Tuesday. It was supposed to be a status conference for that. And then I think on Tuesday the 30th, there's going to be another hearing. And that'll probably be the big update that everyone's looking for. Oh, is it? Yeah, okay. I gotcha. Thanks, Angela. Yeah, no, there's been a few people coming out to say that they've heard everything and they know what's been going on, that type of thing. Look, I think everyone needs to take a little bit of a step back, chill out for a second. Don't be getting into any like name calling or racial stuff. I've seen a bunch of racist material going around in relation to this case. It's not going to help. I don't think those posters do help either. I think we should just try and stick with facts. That'll get your case a lot further along than trying to turn this into some sort of like, Jerry Springer type event. I don't think that helps. I don't think that'll do anything for her. Tonight, Trish read Allison's attorney statement. That is new. Okay. The one from, yes, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah. I have that as well, but I'm not going to read it if Trish has already done it. You guys have already heard it. Yeah, there's a lot here. Like I said, I've got about 10 different documents here that we could read. But like I said, I don't want to go into some of the medical details and this family said this and they said this and the reason they're saying this and they want her to go to outpatient, inpatient, is because they don't want to see this person and that. To me, that's very private. And I would rather just report on the surface stuff of this. This person was arrested, why they were arrested. She'll have court on Tuesday. That might help solve some of her issues. That'd be good. That type of thing. I don't want to go subterranean on this and go really deep because, again, we're dealing with a child. Kathy says Allison will need years of counseling. From what I know, she's already receiving mental health care. And I think some of the fight over Allison is choice of provider and reasons for seeing different providers. That's as much as I'll say. But there is some issues there. Look, pretty cool. I saw some photos from the rally. Those people are awesome for going out and trying to better someone else's life and trying to get whatever that form of justice not justice, but help. Whatever form of help will get her to be normality. The place that Allison should be at is having a routine, living the life of a 15-year-old, which should be like ramen noodles, K-pop, and talking about who she thinks is hot and schoolwork, like that type of thing. And then, getting her back to a point of normality should be the priority here. Like getting her health, like whatever health issues she might have, finding a good plan for that, and then trying to get her back to a sense of day in and day out is something she can expect and anticipate. I did read something here, and the only reason I'm going to comment on it is because I can relate to it and I'm going to give you a bit of insight. But some of the documents I read said Allison suffers from very bad anxiety, and some of the anxiety is triggered because of what's going on right now with her and her parents. Now, I can tell you, I've told you before, I suffer from very, very bad anxiety. And sometimes you may notice on the show my demeanor change very, very suddenly. I may become very quiet or I'm not as bright as I was a second ago. And that's because my anxiety has kicked in. And I've had it for 20 years and I suffer from it still today. I get really, really horrible, soul-crushing anxiety daily. And I can understand what she's going through. And, I think it could be worsening with all this attention as well. It could be not helping in certain places. So I hope she's able to find a way to manage that because it's a horrible affliction to have. It's not a fun mental health disorder to have. Yeah. Sometimes people have picked up on it before. People have picked up on when I've had really bad anxiety halfway through a live stream in other times. But I appreciate you saying that. But yeah, it is not a fun thing to have at all. And one of the things I read that said that children who go through court custody sort of issues and children's court are something like 120% more likely to suffer from anxiety or like OCD issues. And I was like, wow, that's really interesting. And I wonder if it's because of the stress during their formative years. Angela, I have something very similar. It could be my phone. It could be my door. It could be like someone knocking on my door. It could be, I don't know, it could be like workmen next door or something like that. It triggers it off pretty bad. Hey, good to see you. They said I've had it since childhood as well. Yeah. I think mine's probably more like PTSD from my childhood, but it's mostly anxiety. At least most of it is. But yeah, I can relate. It's not a fun thing to have. Let me see if I have any update for her, and then anything we can talk about it. Allison. No, not that one. We've done that. Well, I'll ask you this question, people here. Do you think the court is gonna? Do you think the father being charged with the charges for child abduction, conspiracy, and falsifying a police report, do you think that's going to be detrimental when he rocks back up to court on Tuesday for a status hearing or a whatever the hearing is going to be like related to the issues surrounding Allison? Because I have a bad feeling it may. The judge might be like, we can't trust you to follow court orders, and especially with the order that got put out before for her to have to go to the facility, they also didn't follow that court order, and I wonder if the judge is going to get a little narky about it, because they'll say, well, if I make an order today, and even if it is somewhat positive to your side, but it still has some for the mother, is there any chance that you'll even follow it? So I would be concerned about that, because I've seen judges do that before. All right, here, let's go to KT. It's not KTLA, is it? No, KTVU. It says, shocking arrest made in case of California teen found safe in disappearance. I just want to see if it has anything else related to it. Okay. Police said no other details will be released about it. Is Leisha here? Hey, Leisha. Bye, my friend. Hey, thank you for your membership. I saw your message about it last night. That's very sweet of you. Leisha is the only one on the level 4. That's very sweet of you, Leisha. It's very kind of you. All right, let's go to a different case. I don't want to talk about this too much anymore. Makes me sad. I hope they'll be able to figure it out, and she'll be able to get the help she needs. Sorry, I'm just reading. Okay. All right, let's go to a different case. I got an update out of another case we were following. Still I don't think any information about the body found in San Bernardino. I've been like checking every few hours. I just want to have a quick look. Is there anything about that? Still nothing. Is this normal for California police to find a burned body in a dirt lot and then just be like, no update for you? It's interesting. I thought they would have had a press conference by now. I just want to check past 24 hours. Dead body found on Duffy and Donald Street in an empty dirt lot. No information on how this occurred. Yeah, no update so far. Yeah, no update yet about who that man might be, how he got there, and where was he burned, because it wasn't at that location, and yeah, who dumped him there? The father, he was charged with, let me grab it's 3 different charges. Let me grab it for you. He was charged with, where is it? Cooperated law enforcement. Yeah, he was arrested Jeffrey was arrested on suspicion of child abduction, conspiracy, and falsifying a police report relating to the July 16th disappearance of his daughter. So those are the charges that he'll have to face. So that stems from the investigation of Allison going missing. Lindy says San Bernardino has a lot of sketchy areas. Sadly, not much attention paid. Oh, well, I hope they find out. Thanks, Leisha. Go chill out from your emotional phone call. Angela says, I'm sure at the press conference with the dad, the lawyer said, you best say no when the dad is asked if he had seen her. That press conference is very interesting. You see them kind of covering the microphones a lot, and then they're sort of talking about stuff, and the guy sort of shakes his head like, no, don't say that. And he gets, sometimes when someone is talking, the lawyer gives him like a really stern look, like, whoa, don't be talking about that. Lindy says San Bernardino, California has a high violent crime rate, nearly 5 times higher than the national average. Ugh, I didn't know that. But the guy probably still has a family and probably loved ones who are looking for him. So I hope there is an update in the future about that guy. All right, where were we off to? Let's go to Ohio. Let's go to... Yes. Why we didn't cover this at the time, I don't know, but Kansas City Star? Yes. All right, let's go to the Kansas City Star. This is an interesting and very sad case. Teen steals car with sleeping 6-year-old, then fatally hits the mother, Ohio cops say. Alexa Stakely, or Stakey? Ping, say words properly. Stakely had just finished waitressing shift when she went to pick up a 6-year-old son from a babysitter. A 16-year-old confessed to hitting a 29-year-old single mom with her own car as she ran to save her 6-year-old son in the back seat, according to Ohio police. Alexa had just finished a waitressing shift, her second job, on top of being a speech language pathologist for a local school district in the early hours of July 11th, when she went to pick up her 6-year-old son from a babysitter. She carried her sleeping son to her car and started it, ready to leave. Then she realized she forgot something, ran back to the babysitter's apartment to retrieve it. At that time, a 16-year-old boy and 2 friends were walking around the apartment complex parking lot looking for cars to steal. The teens then saw her car, so they hopped in the driving seat. Police said when she returned to the car and saw the 16-year-old, the teen said he panicked and started to drive away. The 6-year-old was in the back seat of the car. The single mom ran after the vehicle while screaming for her child. Police said the teen driving the car struck the mother and she fell to the ground. Her head struck the ground, causing a serious injury. The 16-year-old abandoned the car and ran off with 2 friends, according to police, leaving the child in the back seat. When police arrived about 1:30 a.m., she was rushed to hospital. Her child was found in the car unharmed. She died 8:45 a.m. the next morning in hospital. How very sad, these kids doing something like they think is just a bunch of fun, and now they've taken this lovely lady from her 6-year-old son. She worked 2 jobs. She worked as a pathologist, and then she did waitressing on top of it to earn more money. That is crazy. Let's see. Get you an update from CBS here. So they want to try these kids as adults for the crime, and this is the update about it.
And now at 6, 3 people accused of killing a local mother had their first hearings today. Alexa Stakely was killed earlier this month when she jumped on her car that was being stolen. She was trying to save her 6-year-old son who was sleeping inside.
Two of the people charged in her murder are just 16 years old. Both appeared in court today, while their 19-year-old co-defendant waived his appearance. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Yolanda Harris.
And I'm Doug Petcash in for Andrew tonight. 10 TV has been following this case since Stakely died back on July 11th. And tonight we have live team coverage.
Let's start with 10 TV's Lacey Crisp, who was in court when the two 16-year-olds faced a judge. Lacey?
Well, a message was sent in court today. The 19-year-old was given a $10 million bond, and the two 16-year-olds will be held here at the Juvenile Intervention Center. 3 teens all charged with murder after they allegedly ran down a single mother who was trying to protect her son. 19-year-old Gerald Dowling waived his appearance in court this morning.
Only thing really putting Mr. Dowling at the scene is the alleged driver saying that Mr. Dowling was with him. I had asked the court to take caution and exercising too much emotion in this. I know it's a tough case. I know it's terrible what happened, but Mr. Dowling is presumed innocent.
The judge set Dowling's bond at $10 million. Two 16.
I'm sorry, but I almost laughed then. That lawyer was like, I know this is a very serious case, but we should try and take emotion out of it and remember that my client is presumed innocent. And the judge said, yes, thank you. I hear what you're saying. All right, give me a minute to think about it. All right, I'm going to give your client a $10 million bond. And I was like, the judge was like, nope, nope. We're not doing that game here. Your client committed what is alleged to be a very serious crime, and the the state's evidence is very strong. $10 million. That's a reduction. I was going to give you $20 million, so I did listen to your concerns.
16-year-olds also appeared in juvenile court. 10 TV is not naming them because of their age. None of the 3 suspects have any known criminal records.
These are the cases that we kind of focus the most attention on, not only for the seriousness of the event and its impact on the victims, but additionally what additional dangers may be presented to the community.
Because the 2 boys are 16 and are facing murder charges, they're facing mandatory bindovers to adult court.
What we're seeing just from the preliminary report seems to display a level of callousness about the victim's life and, the life of the child that was in the vehicle. And so that I think was our biggest factor.
Both 16-year-olds go to school in Canal Winchester. One of the boys' families audibly reacted in court as the magistrate ordered they be held in the detention center until their next hearing. Franklin County prosecuting attorney Pete Chimbitis says this should send a message to any kid who is thinking about stealing a car.
Think twice, because in the blink of an eye, you can go from what seems like a fun little trip to spending the rest of most of your life in prison.
And Chimbitis says if the 2 boys are tried as adults, he will ask for the same $10 million bond for them. Reporting live, Lacey Crisp, 10 TV News.
Seeing that footage of her running after the vehicle and knowing that she passed away not long after that is, she passed away in the morning, but she was hit by the vehicle not long after that. That's very sad. And to know that she was only doing it to protect her son. And it makes me even more, angry about it. She'd just come off working all day for this speech pathologist thing, then went and worked as a waitress and had to pay for a babysitter. Like, that's how much she cares about her child. She worked 2 different jobs in the one day, tired as hell, drove to the babysitters to collect her child, and these little punks decided, hey, let's take her car with a child inside, and then let's be dumb and hit her, and now she is deceased. And their family is the one crying out in court when they were given a $10 million bond. And I get it. It's still your child that is now put away. But hey, The hell were they doing out there taking people's cars that don't belong to them? Remember that. If you just respect the things in life that we all know from kindergarten, your child wouldn't even be in this situation. And what is that thing? It's don't take other people's property. Don't touch things that don't belong to you. They're things we teach 4-year-olds at like kindergarten, isn't it? It's right. We do. We teach little 4-year-olds, hey, don't touch Timmy's truck. That's his. Don't touch Jenny on the butt. That's her. Like, that's her personal space. Don't do that. And we teach kids from a young age about these, like, you know, what not to do. These three people are between 16 and 19. They've had long enough on this earth to understand, don't touch other people's property. So I don't have any sympathy for them at all. Not even 1%. They ran her over. They hit her with the vehicle, yes. So she was running after the car, trying to get, like, her child. I don't think she even cared about the car. She just wanted to make sure the child was okay. You can see her here. This is her here, I think. And she's running after the vehicle. Here, I'll play it for you.
Any kid who is thinking about stealing a car.
Think twice.
So she was running after the vehicle in that little
Pete
bubble.
Chimbitis says this should send a message to any kid who is thinking about stealing a car.
There, so that was her. Angela says they had to have seen the boy as there was 3 of them. Right, so 2 in the front and 1 had to be in the back. As soon as they saw the child, they should have just hopped straight back out of the car. It should never have even got to that point. Like, stop stealing cars. What are you stealing cars for? I mean, I get the whole joyriding thing, and it's kind of a fun thing to do as a teenager. I mean, I never did it, but I had friends who did it. I get it. Kids just want to have some fun. But you killed a woman by either accident or on purpose. It doesn't matter. She's no longer with us anymore. And it's because of your direct actions. So no, I don't think they hit her on purpose. No. They either didn't see her when she came around this corner, and they either got into a dead end or something, or I don't know, but I'm not sure if they fully deliberately wanted to mow her down. It was probably they were probably trying to either get away or something like that, and they hit her. I don't know. Maybe they reversed. Maybe they pulled around this corner and couldn't get out, so they reversed and then they hit her. Let me see. Actually, let me see if there's a better footage. I don't want to see her get hit. I just want to see if there's a better explanation of how it happened. Alexa Stakely. Let me see if there's a better. All right, here we go. Go to NBC4i. They're saying 2 teenagers, both 16, and a 19-year-old man have been arrested. Here. They said when she approached the vehicle, it startled him. He panicked and he began to drive away. Unfortunately, he struck her. So do you think that maybe she jumped in front of the car and was like, stop, my child's in the car? Just give me the kid and something, and then he freaked out and hit the gas and then ran over her? Maybe that's what happened. Yeah, I'm guessing it was either that or they reversed out of that corner that they went into, and then they hit her. Well, that's what I mean, like, maybe that was a dead end or something, and she approached the car. No, if she approached the car, they'd have to have been able to see her. So maybe it was from the front, yeah, and they hit the gas to try and get away, and they ran her over. But it doesn't matter either way. She's not with us anymore. They gotta try them. I reckon yes, try them as adults. I mean, they're close enough to being adults that you know they gotta pay for their crime. They can't just be like, oh, you were kids, you know, you killed a woman. That's okay. We got plenty more of them out there. Oh wait, no, we don't. People keep killing them. Huh. We may start having a shortage if this happens. You know, we keep killing them all. Not the men. That doesn't happen. We keep killing all the women. We may start running out of them. It's just, I don't know, very sad that her son now no longer has a mum who seemed to work very hard to support her child. Yeah, I'm surprised there is no kidnap charge or something like that. What were they charged with fully? What was their full charges? A few hours after announcing the arrest, police announced that a second 16-year-old had been interviewed, charged with murder. Yeah, just charged with murder. Okay. I don't know why they didn't get a kidnapping. Maybe because they didn't know the child was in the car when they took it. I wonder if that might be why they can't do a kidnapping. No, I don't believe she ran after being struck. I think that video you watch where you see her running after the car is before she gets hit. I think at some point after where you see her running around that corner, they hit her some point after that. Yeah, hopefully the charges and the court will accept the motion to put them through as adults. Because I think they have to present a motion to the court first to get it put through as an adult court. It says here 3 Ohio teenagers were charged this week with the murder of a 29-year-old mum who died trying to stop them from stealing her SUV with her 6-year-old child asleep inside. It says here, arriving officers found Stakely with traumatic injuries. She died at hospital 7 hours later. According to dispatch, Dowling and the children made their first appearances in court on Thursday, and a judge will determine if there is probable cause to try the juveniles. If so, they will be charged as adults. Another hearing is set for Monday. So they'll be back on court on Monday, and we should know whether they accept the evidence, and if so, they will be tried as adults over this crime. I will bring that to you on Monday. All right. Let me get you. Okay. Interesting. Sorry, someone sent me a document in regards to Allison, but I don't want to do it. I want to talk about a different crime. All right, let's keep going, my sweet friends. Actually, you know, I don't have very much sympathy for another type of idiot, and I'm going to show you the type of idiot I mean. Man arrested, accused of starting, is it Park Fire in Butte County District Attorney? It says a 42-year-old man was identified as a resident of Chico, I hope I'm saying that right, and was arrested at 2 a.m. at a home, according to the DA, Mike Ramsey. In an afternoon press conference, Ramsey said the man was arrested on one count of arson and said that the enhancements have yet to be determined. The suspect is being held without bail and will be arraigned on Monday. Ramsey also said a witness reported seeing a man in the Upper Bidwell Park with a vehicle on fire, seeing a man enter the vehicle and then exit to push it down an embankment around 3 p.m. The vehicle went down an embankment about 60 feet and burned completely, with the flames spreading to the surrounding vegetation. After allegedly pushing the vehicle, the man walked away amid other people who were fleeing the fire. The vehicle allegedly belonged to the mother of the suspect, the DA said. The suspect also has 2 prior felony convictions and was sentenced to state prison, but it is unclear when he was released, according to the DA. Since it began, the Park Fire has grown to more than 71,000 acres. The DA's office shared a picture of the alleged vehicle which is shown completely burned and surrounded by burned trees and vegetation. The DA is asking for anyone who was in the area at the time to give them a call on 730-738-7888. I'm going to just grab the press conference video. I just want to see the photo. 42-year-old man. Okay. Okay, I actually have that document, the press release, if I can get it up for you. That is not the correct way to say that, Ping. Don't say, I can get it up for you on a live stream. That is not a good way of saying that. Okay, where is it?
Continues to tear through communities in Northern California. Live Copter 3 flying over Butte County as flames are leaving a path of charred properties, as you can see. And tonight, the wind is pushing that fire north, expanding evacuations into Shasta County. Thanks for being with us tonight at 10. I'm Ty Steele.
And I'm Edie Lambert. Governor Newsom has now declared a state of emergency, and the evacuation warnings have now expanded to the entire town of Paradise. Of course, a community that is still rebuilding from the Camp Fire. The latest update from CAL FIRE has this at nearly 240,000 acres with no containment. More than 51,000 acres are in Butte County, and more than 180,000 acres have burned in Tehama County. Remember, this fire started in Butte County in Upper Bidwell Park near Chico after authorities say a man pushed a burning car into a gully on Wednesday. Since then, it has exploded in size, quickly burning through dry trees and up steep terrain, and this has been very difficult to contain.
Rugged, steep canyons, drainages, again, inaccessible. It's
Wednesday, difficult.
Actually, you see here on this photo of the fire, this has such a interesting, this almost looks like vertical development of this cloud base here. It's not a cloud, sorry. I'm so used to speaking in thunderstorm language. Smoke cloud. This almost looks like it's a pyrocumulus. It almost looks like it because you're getting this very steep vertical action here. And it is like pushing high and you get this shape like this. It almost looks like a pyrocumulus, but okay. I want to show you the court document. Was that on purpose? Or are you just dancing? Okay, I'm going to show you the court document here. So it says for immediate release, Chico man arrested for park fire arson. We talked about it. This is the vehicle right here. So that fire you saw in the video we just watched, part of that, or at least it was started by this idiot doing this. He turned the entire communities of all those areas into a giant bushfire because he pushed a burning vehicle down this embankment down here and started like the state's largest bushfire this year. These people, he should be charged with everything. The cost of it all, everyone's homes that burnt down, everyone's businesses that were affected, the cost for the fire brigade, the planes that have to fly around and all the pilots that have to dump all the red stuff everywhere, all of it. When it gets to court and it says, restitution or whatever, it should be all of that money. So if it's like $59 million, that's what he has to do for restitution for the rest of his life because he's a dumbass who, in their right mind, pushes something on fire into a wooded area during summer. And even if it was winter, it wouldn't make sense. Why would you do this in summer? Everyone knows, like, it just takes one spark and you got a bushfire. And now you've affected thousands of people's lives. I don't know if anyone's been killed in the fire, but probably. And you probably burnt down people's homes and dreams and factories and property. Like, this guy almost deserves to be hanged in the middle of the city and invite the whole city to come and watch, because I mean it affected almost like everyone. It's one of those cases where it should just be like, okay, that's just what we do. I mean, that is stupid. Why on earth would you do that? It says here, a Northern California man has been arrested and charged with pushing a flaming vehicle over an embankment and starting the park fire in Butte County, which by Friday evening had torched nearly 180,000 acres. His name is Ronnie Stout, 42, has been charged with 1 count of arson, but the DA Mike Ramsey said enhancements are yet to come and they will be done soon. They said, we hope it will not be an enhancement of great bodily injury or death, but it's still early in this fire to make that determination. Okay, so far nobody has died that they know of. Stout is accused of pushing his mother's burning car into a gully in Bidwell Park shortly before 3 p.m. on Wednesday. The vehicle rolled about 60 feet to the bottom of the gully and burned completely. And yeah, I showed you the photo of the vehicle. Let's go to KTXL. KTXL. If it'll load for me. Yeah, man arrested and charged with the thing. Nope, that's not the right one. What's his name? Ronnie Stout. Yeah, what we know about the suspect Ronnie Stout, that was a Washington Post half an hour ago. Actually, we have a photo of him from the Times of India for some reason. Let me show you a photo of him. Here's a photo of Ronnie Dean Stout II, arrested of suspicion of starting the park fire. There's his photo. He's a former convict and was arrested for sparking that fire. And yeah, enhancements are coming. There you go. There's his photo. Hey, sweet Melissa, how are you? Didn't think it was that sort of show? Oh, okay. What one was driving? No, I don't think they have said what one was driving. No. Yeah, all the animals and people that had their lives affected from this guy's one action. Yeah. I'm glad they found him, but now they still got to put the fire out. As you can see, it's still going.
To contain.
Get alerts.
Yeah, so that is one thing that is a comfort to residents, the addition of 21 tower sirens that will hopefully notify residents if there is an emergency and let people know who needs to evacuate. And of course, humans aren't the only ones who are endangered by the fire. A rescue group out of Butte County says they saved 88 animals, including horses, from the fire. The North Valley Animal Disaster Group evacuates and provides shelter for animals during emergency situations just like this one. They will take care of these animals as their owners deal with other impacts.
What a great organization in fires and that. They go and rescue the animals and take care of them until their owners are done with the fire and have a safe place to take them again. What a great charity. I mean, that is a nice thing to hear after hearing of so many animals that died in the fire. Hey, Beauty for Ashes. How's Kentucky going? Yeah, so that guy will hopefully get his enhancement charges at some point. It says he was booked into the Butte County Jail where, pursuant to a warrant, he's being held without bail until his arraignment on Monday of next week. That man's name will be released this afternoon. We already have it. It's Ronnie Stout. Ramsey said the investigation is ongoing and anyone who has information or was in the Alligator Hole area between the hours of noon and 3 p.m. are encouraged to call CAL FIRE investigators at 530, 538, 7888. There you go. There's that. I'm just going to show you that photo again of the car. There you go. That's what started it. A former and possibly future convict. Yes, indeed. That's exactly what it is. Lots of rain in Kentucky. Is that a good thing? Do you need rain? I hope you do. All right. One more, and then I'm going to get out of here for the night. One moment. All right. I wonder if Gambler is still here. Gambler, if you're here, did they ever find that woman in Canada? The one the one they were looking for with the 3 boys. The one that they picked up on the border and then they released her again, and then she abducted her boys again. I wonder if they found her or not. All right, let's see what else I've got on my list for today. Did we have an Amber Alert yesterday? Hold on, let me check my thing. Amber Alert. Was that rectified today, or is that kid still missing? It must have been found. It's no longer. We had an Amber Alert last night. Yeah, Amber Alert cancelled out of Durham County, so that has been done. Thank God. Let me get you that update. That'd be a good update, actually. Let's go to ABC 11 out of Tennessee.
Today's arrest coming almost 24 hours after the child was first declared missing in Durham. This is a developing story, but here's what we know right now. The initial Amber Alert for the 9-year-old first went out just before 11 o'clock last night. Today, police tell us the child was abducted by his mother, Mariah King, and not long after, that's when Chopper 11 captured this video of DPD officers rescuing the child and arresting mom.
Our Cindy Bay was there when police officers responded to the scene. And Cindy, a lot of people, I'm sure, breathing a sigh of relief now.
Yeah, guys. And so as far as we know, the boy is safe. The mother is in custody. Last time we talked to Durham police, they said that she was being processed at the Durham County Jail, where we wait to learn more about the charges she's facing. More than 12 hours after an Amber Alert was issued in Durham, 9-year-old Gian King was found safe. Chopper 11 getting this exclusive look of police swarming the driveway of a home on South Roxborough Street where the boy and woman were found. Police say the woman who was arrested is Mariah King, who they say abducted her biological son Thursday night. She's listed as an absconder from parole or probation, according to the North Carolina Department of Adult Corrections. ABC 11 went to the neighborhood where the boy was last seen. Neighbors there didn't want to talk on camera, but told ABC 11 the boy lived at the home on South Benjamin Street. Investigators say the mother does not have custody of the boy. We also saw some people at the home where the boy lives earlier today. It's unclear if they were family members, but they told the media that they hope the mother brings him back in. Again, fortunately, he is safe. He was taken to the Durham Police Department, where he stays to hopefully be reunited with his family. Reporting in Durham, Cindy Bay, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
Very interesting. I mean, we were looking at the area last night, trying to figure out how would they even get out of that area. It doesn't seem to have a lot of transport or anything, but that kid was found safe. That's all that matters. He was with Mariah King. And now she's in custody. So that 9-year-old was found safe. Mariah King convictions here. It says she has assault, damage to property, assault / threat against government, malicious conduct as a prisoner. Says here the Durham police have found both a missing child and his mother, who is believed to have abducted him on Thursday. Police said that the 9-year-old and his biological mother were seen walking away from 202 South Benjamin Street Thursday around 6 p.m. They issued an Amber Alert for him just before 11 p.m. Yeah, we covered it just as it came in. By 1:30 p.m. on Friday, he was found safe and Mariah was in police custody. Officers found the pair in the 2200 block of South Roxborough Street. Mariah King was charged with abduction of children, served 2 warrants for failure to appear in court for a probation violation. She's being held in the Durham County Jail on $70,000 bond. And then it says partial alert preceded Amber Alert. 2 alerts were sent out Thursday at 10:48 p.m. and 11:26 p.m. Some North Carolinians were confused by the initial alert, which read active WEA in Region 6. Okay. WEA stands for Wireless Emergency Alerts, according to FEMA. The Amber Alert system, yeah, we're not going to go into that. So she has a bit of a history, and she abducted her own child. There's a photo of him too. Weird, but glad he is safe. Gambler says nothing new on Astrid Schiller. Hopefully they find the boys. Beauty for Ashes says, I love Tennessee. It's so pretty there. Great Smoky Mountain. It is pretty nice. It's a nice state. All right. Let me see if I have one more that we can do, and then we're going to get out of here. By the way, I want to sort of talk about something while I'm trying to get the next one done. I'm sure most of you understand, because you're all very smart people, because you subscribe to this channel. So that means you're very clever. Just because a court doesn't find evidence that a crime is being committed doesn't mean that a crime didn't occur. It just means they don't have the evidence to substantiate the allegations. I know that comes with no context, but I can't give you any context, sorry. But I'm just going to say that. Another missing girl was found? Okay. All right, here we go. A few weeks ago, we talked about another missing child called Maria Gomez Perez. She's been found safe after 57 days away from home, found 600 miles away from home with a 34-year-old she met online. I'm going to bring you that story. Just give me 1 second. Here we go. Let's go to Fox 5 Atlanta.
Authorities have arrested a 34-year-old man in connection with her disappearance. New tonight, we speak to the girl's father. Fox 5's Tyler Fingert is live in Hall County at the family home with what he had to say. Just must be so much relief there tonight. Tyler.
Yeah, Courtney, good evening to you. The father of 12-year-old Maria Gomez Perez says he is grateful that his daughter has been found safe and that these signs are now no longer needed. He's now counting down the moments until they're reunited.
Just hours after Maria Gomez Perez was found safe in Northeast Ohio, her dad removed the missing child signs from his Hull County front yard as he gets ready to welcome her home.
Hug her and thank God because he made it possible.
Andres Gomez Alonso spoke to Fox 5 through an interpreter. He told us the nearly 2-month search for her has been hard.
At this time, thank God, I did trust God.
Hull County investigators say they were able to track down Gomez Perez in Ohio using technology after she reached out to her dad on Facebook last week, telling him she was okay but would not come home.
He's just saying that he's very grateful and he has been waiting for this day.
The Hull County Sheriff's Office says they found her with a 34-year-old man identified as Antonio Augustine from Guatemala. Hull County Sheriff Gerald Couch says Gomez Perez had been in contact with multiple people online, including Augustine, saying she was unhappy and wanted to leave home. The sheriff says he drove from Ohio in May to pick her up.
It's so easy these days for kids to get online and communicate with so many different people. And, it's really scary to think that, there are people out there that will prey on children.
The sheriff says Gomez Perez was checked out at the hospital and is in good condition. For weeks, the community has helped search for Gomez Perez and created a $50,000 reward to help bring her home.
We were never giving up. Number one, prayer works, and I think that we are happy. The dad is happy. Oh, this is a great outcome. It's a great day to celebrate life.
And investigators say that 34-year-old man is expected to face several felony charges, but they weren't able to tell us what exactly those charges will be. Right now, Maria is being brought back to Georgia and is expected to arrive tonight.
You know, Gambler, it's funny. Just as you messaged me about this case, I already had it playing. It's very funny that we both thought about the same case. Yeah, I know. I just saw your message. Oh, they removed her name. Her name's well known. She was on an Amber Alert. I mean, I don't know what you want to do about that. Her name was already a national thing. It's hard to remove it now. They said a Georgia girl who vanished 2 months ago was finally found more than 600 miles from home this week with an adult man she met online. That's not the only one we read of. Last night we read about another one of a 17-year-old girl who was found with a 44-year-old man who proposed to her, and apparently she had accepted. Very odd. They're saying here, Maria Gomez Perez, 12, was recovered safely in Dover, Ohio on Thursday, 8 weeks after she was last seen at her family's home in Gainesville, Georgia on May 29th. The Whole County Sheriff's Gerald Couch said during a press conference on Friday morning. Gomez Perez was tracked to Ohio when she used a new Facebook account to message her father last week, saying that she was okay and wanted him to stop looking for her. I don't know why you're smiling, buddy. You're about to be going to jail for a long time. It says here, investigators traced the IP address of the account that sent the messages to an address in Dover, where 4 investigators traveled and made visual contact with her and Antonio at a local pool on Thursday. The agents from Georgia and the officers with the local Tuscarora, I can't pronounce that, Tuscarawas County Sheriff's Office followed the pair to a nearby shopping center parking lot where Augustin was arrested. She was taken to a local hospital for a wellness check and was en route back to Georgia on Friday morning. The safe recovery of Maria is great news. It is great news. Anytime we can get a child home, anytime we can get an adult to a safe location, anytime we can give someone back their name or return them to their family, that's a good day in true crime. It says here, she was last seen at her family's home on May 29th. Investigators now believe that the accused traveled from Ohio to Georgia, where he picked the young girl up and drove her back up north. We believe Maria had been communicating for a time with him via Facebook Messenger and other online apps. Maria indicated she was unhappy and wanted to leave home. We also know that she had been communicating with other adult males online, telling them the same thing, adding that the girl is the victim here. She is only 12 years old. Exactly. Can't blame her. She's only 12. She also can't consent to anything. She's under the age of consent. It says here, the last 8 weeks have been grueling for our investigative team. I want to thank them for their dedication and for putting their hearts and souls into bringing her back to the community. That is good work. Good work, cops. You know how we say on this channel, sometimes we have to talk about cops being very bad, like the murder of the black woman earlier this week. Very, very awful, tragic killing by a very stupid cop. This particular one, very good work. You know, we can do both. We can give them praise when they do great work, like this, bringing a child home to her family. And sometimes we have to be a little bit critical. But it's like, you can do both. It says here, her father says, I'm glad the nightmare is over. They did a good job. It just took longer than expected, but we are excited. And yeah, she is back home with her family. That is great news. There's one of the big posters that were around earlier asking for information about her. Yeah, got to be careful. These male predators are everywhere and they are looking for children, unfortunately. Yeah, the smirk is annoying. I know. What is he smiling about? Yeah, it is a bit weird, Gambler. Hey, Brenda. Good to see you. It's concerning that a bunch of other adult men actually spoke to her. If a 12-year-old contacted me and wanted to talk to me, I'd be like, no. And, who are your parents and can I ring them to tell them that you're trying to talk to a 40-year-old man? I mean, no. I don't want to, like, unless it's a relative, like one of my relatives, we have some younger children in the family, like 12, 14, 16, 18, and stuff like that. I talk to them, but they're family, and I don't talk to them about anything weird. I just more like, "Happy birthday. How's your sport going? Like, how's your snowboarding? Are you doing well in that?" But yeah, that's it. Not talking about running away and bringing a 12-year-old to a different state. I think that is concerning. Mamma Mia says the poor father had to be beside himself for the past 8 weeks. 100%. But I bet she's very happy that she's coming home. He's probably never going to let her leave his sight ever again. She is like permanently grounded. It says here, okay, we did that one. I think that's just about it. I think I'm just about done. Let me just check my emails. All right, we did that one. Thanks, Amy, for telling me about the woman on the dock. That was a good. Oh, that's really cool. Amy sent me a photo of this, and I'll show it to close the show for the night if I can download it. How do you download it? Here. Something from Australia, which I think is a great idea. We need more of this for people in our community. All right. So apparently in Adelaide, they have this. It is a grow-free food sharing cart for residents to exchange food they have grown with each other for free. It has a simple rule: take what you need, give what you can. And I think that is a great idea. Look, you got some oranges, and they look like potatoes, more potatoes. That looks like maybe parsley or cilantro or coriander. Looks like some rosemary up here. What a great idea. If we did this more often, less people would go hungry during this crazy food prices right now, and maybe more children would be able to have more meals at home, especially for families who are struggling to put food on the table right now. I think this is a great idea. Every little street should have it, and the people who know how to grow food should teach the other families that don't know how to grow it, how to make a little veggie patch to bring down their grocery bills. That way they can have some pride in growing their own food and giving back after the community gave to them. This is a great idea. I think we should do this way more often. That is true, Melissa. Parents have to be careful of all online stuff. We talked about the Olympics. Oh, you mean the train fires? That was weird, right? So yesterday, there was a targeted, coordinated attack on the rail lines in Paris, and a bunch of athletes were delayed, and apparently they're still not up and running. The trains are still, a lot of them are down. They're saying that it could have been a T word or some sort of other coordinated attack. What is this? Okay. We'll talk about that one tomorrow. Let me see if I can find something about the train. Let's see if I can find. I don't see an article for it. Hold on. Here, let's go to ABC 11 so you guys can see what it's about.
There's been a series of coordinated attacks on France's rail system.
No one has been hurt, but those attacks have shut down train service across Paris. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more.
Authorities in France investigating a massive coordinated attack on the country's high-speed railway system just hours before the official kickoff to the Paris Olympic Games. Fire set on 3 major train lines in the north and east of France, according to authorities. The attackers taking their chances on areas outside of Paris, easier to target. Train signal boxes were set on fire and lines cut along high-speed rail lines. It's also impacting Eurostar trains, which connect the UK with France.
We were sitting at home about an hour ago, just about to go and get on our train, and we got an email saying it's all disrupted, you should postpone your trip, which wasn't a great email to receive.
The apparent sabotage attack triggered massive delays and cancellations, thousands of travelers stranded, and a meltdown estimated to impact more than 1 million through the weekend.
When you read the news and saw that it was due to these vandalism attacks, what did you think of that?
I was in first a little bit scared to come here, but we already booked it. So we thought, yeah, if something happens, there are enough police people, so it will be okay, we thought. But yeah, it was a little bit scary.
As authorities work to bring systems back online and to get trains moving again, the criminal investigation is just beginning. Authorities ramping up security even more, police combing the streets and checking vehicles and IDs. Among those already in Paris, First Lady Dr. Jill Biden, who attended opening ceremony reception today, hosted by French President Macron. Authorities have not yet identified a concrete motive for the sabotage. As for the opening ceremonies, 450,000 police officers from 44 countries are in place for security. Morgan Norwood, ABC News.
So I don't know if anyone has claimed responsibility or anything, but I heard that it might be the country that starts with R as a retaliation, thing. And then I was like, maybe it's if it's not them, maybe it's like those climate protesters or something, but you would think they'd want people to go on public transport because it's better than driving or whatever. I don't see if anyone's ever claimed that, the reason for it. I'm just trying to see. Let's go to AP News. Do they have anything? So it says here, targeting remote locations far from the capital, the apparently coordinated attack sought to cut off rail routes into the city from all directions. The fires were predominantly set in pipes containing critical signaling cables for the system known as the TGV. There are no reports of injuries, but the mayor said the damage would not affect the opening ceremony that happened a few hours ago. The fires were reported before dawn near the tracks of 3 separate lines, causing widespread destruction. Another arson attempt in the south was thwarted by rail agents who scared off several suspects. But they're not saying who might have done it. Someone who obviously did not want the Olympics to go smoothly. Here's the rail lines that the little mark here shows where the attacks happened. Oh, there we go. So you can see these little star locations here. No, don't do that. There, you guys can see the 3 locations feeding into Paris. So they were trying to cut off the travel. And then there was one here where this gray circle is, I think, where they didn't complete it. They got spooked by rail agents. So who knows what else is going to happen throughout the Olympics? Did you see where the swimmers are being told they have to leave the Olympic Villa? No? What for? Oh, it was only South Korean swimmers. They said they leave the athletes' village due to long commute in hot buses. 6 South Korean swimmers competing at the Paris Games have left the Olympic Village and moved into a hotel near the swimming arena to avoid the hours-long hot commute in the hot buses. Okay, well that makes sense why they would do that. Other than that, I don't see anything. Yeah, just those people. I think, yeah, the Australians were in a bus the other day, and they said the bus was packed and disgusting. Let me see if I can find a photo for you. Yeah, here we go. The Australians were in a bus 2 days ago or a day ago. You can see they were all pretty crowded. People were sitting on the floor, and they said it was a 45-minute bus trip with no air conditioning to get to the swimming venue for training. And they were like packed in like sardines. I don't know. It's like people don't want others to be happy, Brenda. Hey, Glitter is Forever. How are you? They couldn't get food. That seems to happen at every Olympics. There was always problem with food. You know what's funny? Apparently they had there's a tradition in the athletes village for people that there's always like giant bowls of condoms at the at the Olympics village, and this year is no different. There is thousands of free condoms at the athletes village. They have a little message in it too, saying something about ask for consent and have a fun time or something. I did. Did you see former Australian Olympic swimmers calling out the Olympic Committee for treating swimmers like hired guns? They have to be out of the Olympic Village within 48 hours. No, I didn't see that. Um, Here. The AOC angered swimmers by informing them they could only stay in the village for 48 hours after their events before being required to either fly home or find their own accommodation. That's a very short trip. Why is that? Why would they do that? That's pretty crap. Let's see. Top Aussie swimmers are being kicked out of the Paris Olympics village. I don't know why we have to put up with this sort of stuff. They said they will be forced to leave the Olympic Village 48 hours after their events conclude at the Paris Games in July due to an accommodation shortage. The decision has been met with criticism from swimming greats, including other people that swim. The directive for the Australian Olympians to vacate stems from the logistical challenge of housing a team that exceeds the 464 beds allocated by Australian officials, with the team numbering more than 570 athletes. Hotels and prices averaging around $1,200 per night, and a scarcity of available rooms during the games period have made the situation worse. Consequently, some of Australia's top swimmers are considering temporary departures from France post-competition before returning for the closing ceremony as a lap of honour. Well, like every bloody Olympics that's ever happened, there's always something that isn't right. They never have enough of something, and stuff always goes wrong. Every year, every 4 years. Oh, Glitter, I'm sorry you can't sleep. Yeah, I'm guessing they're gonna have to come back on their own. Weird, right? Because the closing ceremony could be like 2 weeks later. Possibly, C. Taylor. Possibly. I did hear that it was possibly related to the R word. Yeah. You are 100% right. Good to see you, C. Taylor. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Let's see. What else do we have? Yeah. So apparently apparently they really do have to leave. They cannot stay for more than 48 hours once their competition is over. I think that's crazy. What are they going to do? How do they go to the closing ceremony? What happens if they fly home? Who represents Australia at the closing ceremony? No one. Just the guy, just dress him up in a singlet with an Australian flag and let him walk around. Otherwise, all our swimming superstars are going to be going home. And I don't think they want to pay $1,200 per night for a hotel in Paris right now. I think that would be crazy. Tomorrow, actually in about 12 hours, the events will start, and we're actually going to be covering some of the Olympic events on this channel. We're going to hang out. We're sort of going to do a like a watch party. So I hope you'll come and tune in. We're basically just going to sit here and talk about what we're watching on the stream. So we'll comment on the people, and I'll give you some facts about the athletes and give you score updates, or if something happens, I'll get the info about what's going on. And we're going to have a bit of fun for the Olympics instead of doing true crime, every single hour of the day. We're going to have a bit of Olympic fun. You guys can't sleep either? I can't sleep either, but it's only 4 o'clock here. Hold on, is it 4 o'clock? It's 4:30. Wow, how long have we been on for? 2 hours? We've done a 2-hour show? Yeah, we're going to have some fun for the Olympics. All right, guys. Hey, I love you all so much. Try and get some sleep. And I don't know. I'll see what events are on tomorrow. And if there's something good, look for the live stream for the event and I'll come back on. It might be really late at night here for me, about like 11 p.m. or later. So we'll see what time the events are on. Maybe we can do a morning one too at like 8 a.m. My time, 8 a.m., not yours. Hey, I love you all. Good night. Thanks for being with me here tonight. And thanks for all the new subscribers. You're all amazing. Thank you for helping my channel. I do appreciate it. I'll catch you all later. Oh, wait. Thanks to these people for becoming members. Love is a 4-letter word. That is very kind of you. My friend Lynn D. It's very sweet. And Kathy Lynch finally got it. Thank you. Thank you to all of you. Let me just check one last thing. All right. Hey, sleep well. Come back tomorrow. We're going to do Olympics and stuff. Look for the live show. It'll be great. Olympic moves. I don't think I can. This area that I'm in is about 3 feet by about 6 feet. It's not very wide. I don't think I can do any backflips here. All right, bye. Hey, I love you all. Good night. Peace out. See you later. Bye. You gotta go now. You can't stay here. Bye.